Greetings and welcome, everybody, to the Beers and Bodyslams podcast. Sitting across from me is a man who made Coach respond to his tweet. Good old JB.
What the hell was that?
I was going to say make Coach his bitch, but I can't say that on the podcast because that would be bad.
Oh, boy. Sitting to my left, the only person that is ready for Oscar, Mr. Fluffy.
He can't understand a word she says.
Yeah, exactly. And sitting across from me, he is the official drummer of 3MB.
Oh,
Irish.
Yeah. One crazy thing about Oscar, you ever notice that when she speaks, she says it like she's a ring announcer and it's the greatest thing that anybody has ever said. No one is ready for Oscar.
Yeah.
Because the first English word they taught her was her name.
That's sad. What does this mean? It means you're making money. Anyway, we've got a great show for you. We just came off of Fastlane. We just had actually fairly decent Raw and Smackdowns.
Yeah, not bad.
Horrible
Not bad
by
at
any
all.
stretch. But man, do we have a veritable Roman Reigns ton of news and stuff that we're going to get to. We have. I will go out on a limb and I'll say this: we have the AJ Styles of sour beers. It's phenomenal, and we're going to get into that and so much more when we come right back.
Awesome! This is the Beers and Bodyslams podcast. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. With your host, Mr. Fluffy. Hello, ladies. Good old JB. Booty-O's! They make sure you ain't booty. And the Irish O'Leary. There's only one word to describe you, and I'm gonna spell it out for you. A-A-W-S-T. This is the only podcast bringing you craft beer and pro wrestling that really matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, E-Generation X proudly brings to you its WWL Tag Team Champion of the World, the Road Dog Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the new.
And that's the bottom line, the Stone Cold said so.
Please, Mr. Fluffy, educate us on what we are consuming.
We are drinking from the rare barrel.
One day you're going to get a name right.
Oh,
these damn beers.
shit. A sour beer company out of Berkeley, California. We are drinking Map of the Sun.
Who, by the way, is no longer in production.
Yes, this beer is a limited edition, no longer production beer, which is awesome. It is a golden sour aged in oak barrels with apricots.
It's the Enzo Amore of beers.
That's right. So if you happen to go out and find this somewhere,
you are
buy
lucky
it
soul.
immediately because
Yes.
you will not find it ever again.
Unlike Enzo Amore, that beer is money, son.
It is a really good sour.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, totally.
It was JB's beer week.
Yes.
So he brought it, and I am very happy he shared.
Straight from my beer club to the show.
Oh, it is so good. It's nice because it's not. It'd actually be a really good starter sour for somebody who wants to introduce it to sours. Because
Yeah, I'd go with that.
it's not like, oh my God, hit you over the face, salty or sour, but it's still got the pucker to it. But that apricot has a nice layer to it that you get that fruitiness out of it.
Yep. It's really good.
Doesn't make you pucker too much.
Nope.
No, but it's definitely got flavor. It's about a 2 sip and you really start tasting the apricot coming out.
good.
I like it a
Really,
lot.
really
I
good.
like it.
Enjoy it.
I like it a lot. It really good.
Thank you, Forrest.
All right. So we have tons of news.
Yes.
Tons and tons and tons. So we're going to start off with what came out of Fastlane. Because that what happened on Fastlane affected Smackdown. So we'll kind of start there with that. We have a new U.S. champion.
Yay.
Randy Orton is now a Grand Slam champion.
I hear voices in my head. They talk to me.
They tell me take my vitamins and don't fall off the toilet.
Well,
What was I saying?
We got 2 co-champions too as well from our pay-per-view predictors.
Oh,
The
champion.
two of you are now
4
co-holders of the title.
We're
We're tag team.
So does that make me Layla and you're
Which one's Sammy? Which
Nicole?
one's Kevin?
No. We are the Golden Lovers.
Golden Lovers.
And I am definitely Kenny Omega.
That's fine.
Randy Orton. This is a parting gift from WWE.
Okay.
Just
Brought to you by
this is one title he hasn't had. Obviously, he was going to get it at some point.
Yeah, they seem to
I'd
do
rather
that a
him.
lot.
I'd rather him have won it at Fastlane than at WrestleMania. So,
Yes.
Here's to hoping that Jinder or Bobby Roode gets it back or gets it at the Mania. But good for him. He's been there forever. Came up, had some good people bringing him up. Triple H, Ric Flair.
Yeah, and they really laid into him on SmackDown about you've been here since the dawn of man, and Bobby Roode's been here for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, that was
That was interesting.
Well, I mean, he came in. What was he? 21, 22?
Orton
came in.
He's the second youngest champion.
Yeah.
So he's in the early 20s.
Yeah, he came in early
Yeah.
and he's been there for a while.
And he never left and came back. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
a
he's
lot
been
of
there the
people
whole
come
time.
and go or get hurt and they're out for a while, whatever. And
Well, he was hurt for a while when we wrestled that trash bag.
Well,
so
He's been hurt a couple times,
Yeah.
but yeah.
but he's always been there.
But yeah, he's always been. He's never even talked about leaving. Like I've never heard
No.
any rumor of him even thinking about it. Every time
Well,
his contract comes up, he's already got a renewal
Look who
signed.
took him under their wing. So
Trippies.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he's a lifer when you're in good with him. So good for Orton. He's had a Hall of Fame career, obviously. Love him or hate him.
Bad for Roode though.
Yeah.
It is. But like I said, we talked about this. I'm hoping that this leads to him A, turning heel and then B, going to Raw after the shakeup.
Possibly, or I think maybe they're going to give Roode a WrestleMania moment and let him win the belt back at WrestleMania.
That would make the most sense, but we know how that goes.
Obviously, we're setting up a triple threat match with Jinder,
Yeah.
Orton, and Bobby in the whole WrestleMania style of, well, everybody's got to get on the card, so let's make as many multi-person matches as we can.
I don't have a problem with that because, I mean, the talent puts in the work. They deserve to.
Those
to
three
be
will
on
have a
the
good
card.
match. Those three
Yeah.
will have a really good match.
They
I think.
definitely will.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with that.
You don't think so?
The triple threats are hard to
I
predict,
think that
though.
Bobby and Jinder will probably have a good match. I think Randy phones it in too much.
No.
He might step it up because it's
Not
WrestleMania.
at Mania, I about to say. Yeah,
But if he knows he's going to lose,
yeah,
Yeah, because
he
you think
probably
about,
doesn't care about that build anyway. To be honest with you.
if you think about if you go back to last year when he wrestled Bray for the title.
oh yeah, with the overhead,
And that wasn't his fault. But even then, he looked very sort of
Disinterested.
and he was winning at that point. So you're right. And that was the championship. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
for him.
Another big shocker that came out of Fastlane was after Charlotte successfully defeated Ruby Riott in a very good match.
Yes,
yeah, way better than we anticipated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ruby's shocking.
she's coming along.
Ruby's got the talent. That's
She
why I
does.
both said I think the Riott Squad's got a lot of potential. All three of them are really, really good.
Totes.
Asuka showed up and threw out the challenge for WrestleMania. So Asuka is now sort of slid brands.
As predicted by this podcast.
She slid over and she's going to take on Charlotte. And even on SmackDown, where she said that she wants to beat the woman, she's got to beat the best to be the best. I thought that was interesting.
It just makes it make the most sense because Alexa, as good as she's been, it was a total mismatch to put them together.
Calling with Alexa is not supported on this.
Exactly what she said.
Order 7 pizzas.
Exactly what she said.
Yeah.
All right, so after a brief technical interlude, as I turned off
That was
my
awesome.
Alexa, because Alexa, every time I always forget that thing is over
Thing
there
writes itself.
in my office and in the studio, and every time I mention Alexa Bliss, all of a sudden it goes, "Hey,
That
I'm
was
here."
hilarious.
All of a sudden, somebody at the NSA is going, damn it, they stopped.
But just from
Oh,
what
my
we were
God.
saying from a storyline standpoint and just a matchup, Asuka and Charlotte is a better matchup. With Charlotte's physical appearance and ability,
Yeah.
and then the Nia Alexa storyline.
Oh, yeah.
right. It's
much better.
It's some of their most compelling storyline that they've had in a long time. Well, I liked where they're going with that.
Okay, well, let's talk. We can talk about that, and then we can bounce back into Fastlane. Is what happened on Raw with the whole weird backstage segment of Alexa on camera but not on camera.
Mm-hmm. It's like that GTV segment.
Yeah, where they didn't realize the camera was on, and then they ran out of the room, and Nia just went ballistic. Like she looked legitimately mad. Like she was crying. I actually got terrified a little bit when she was picking up suitcases and ripping the top of the suitcases off and going, "Where is she?" I'm going, "Oh my God, this is not acting in a way. She is tapped into something primal in a way that I didn't expect."
I enjoyed that. Actually.
And then she was like crying and like seething with just anger. But so clear we're getting Alexa versus Nia at WrestleMania.
Right. Kind of harsh with the weight jokes though.
Oh yeah,
Alexa kind of went.
Yeah, it went overboard.
I'm sure. She was cool with it, but they was like, oh, some of that stuff was brutal, man. I'm like, wow.
But see, that goes back to the what thing we've talked about in the past is they're friends in real life.
That's what
like
I'm saying.
the beginning segment when Alexa came back to talk to Nia and said, "You're my best friend."
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah,
so I think sometimes when you are really friends backstage, it makes that stuff realer, and you can get away with a lot more of being brutal because you know it's not legit. You know when Alexa's calling her fat, she's not saying it.
But not only that, you know their most intimate details of their life, so you can play off of that and bring it into the storyline.
And it's not like the WWE doesn't push that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Oh yeah, the Piggy James,
Edge and Lita
back in the day.
Yeah. You know, Edge and Lita, Matt Hardy and Lita, that all crazy stuff.
Yeah. And Mickey's playing a good role doing it.
She had a great match, by the way.
Yeah, she did.
That's another topic. I just like this. I like the storyline. I like the way I like where they're going with that.
Both matches.
Yeah,
both matches. I think are going to be good.
The women's matches are going to be good.
So so we can talk about WrestleMania for a minute on that. Okay, so Asuka versus Charlotte is a technical match. That is just they go out there and just tear the house down.
They should open the show.
Yeah, they're just going to set up. So, but Nia versus Alexa is a different kind of match. So it could go
more emotional.
Well, it could go one of two ways. Is it A, Nia's coronation to finally live up to her potential, or is it B, which I'm almost thinking it's going to be this one? It's Alexa's overcoming unsurmountable odds to retain her belt. And in this continuation of them building her as, I mean, she deserves it. Not saying she doesn't, but she's a good champion.
Right? Yeah.
And her beating Nia at WrestleMania will just add another layer. It will take her out of that sort of straight out cowardly heel to, she's a cowardly heel, but
almost like the female Miz.
Yeah, but she should go out there and perform when she needs to, and she can still overcome whatever needs to be done to keep her belt. Her desire drives her talent.
The fact that she's been paired with Mickie James again could obviously play into that.
Yeah.
Obviously, if she were to win, I wouldn't expect a clean pin.
No.
But
no, Mickie would get involved.
Yeah. So there's that element, but there's going to be an emotional feel to it if they build it properly. We can cross our fingers on that one. But
every week we say the same thing.
The emotional ties that they have being best friends in real life could bring out a very compelling storyline.
Right. There's a lot of trust there.
And they have a little less than a month, to keep building off of what they've been doing well the last couple of weeks. So we'll see.
Well, my question is, as violent and as savage as that was, they ramped up the emotion really high.
Yeah.
They have to maintain that for 4 weeks.
Exactly.
And that's going to be a hard call because you've got 4 weeks, you've got 4 interactions.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep them separated now. They can't. You can't have them
cross paths.
Like literally, need to have Alexa nowhere near Nia for the next month, and they need to keep them as separate as they can. Maybe you have moments where maybe they get close and Alexa runs off or something. But I keep the emotional high. I don't think you have them to the point where maybe you have a week where Kurt comes out and says, "Okay, this week Alexa's here and next week's Nia's here," and they're not even on the same show anymore because the buildup is so high that you can't separate them.
Look her like a female version of Strowman.
Yeah,
Nia, have her destroy everybody. In her path for the next 3 weeks, and basically have her threaten Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
I'm going to destroy every woman in this division until you give me Alexa.
And the go home show,
WrestleMania.
And the go home show before WrestleMania, she needs to obliterate Mickie James. Like that last Raw before WrestleMania, her needs to be her tune-up match, meaning Mickie James, and she just goes out there, and it's not like she's trying to pin her either.
No.
One of those matches where she beats her, and almost they stop the match just because Mickie can't move anymore.
Yeah, and have Alexa, at the ramp just watching.
I want to watch that match.
What?
Mickie and Nia?
No, I'm talking the way we book.
Oh.
I want to watch the WrestleManias that we book.
Yeah. Like, I just want to see
because they're logical. They make sense.
Because then you have if you do that, the next week you almost put the fear of God in Alexa going into WrestleMania. And no matter who comes out of it, it builds it up. But that you just need to build it and build it and build it and build it, because this could be huge. Because right now the problem is your other marquee women's match is going to outshine this match. This is almost a gimmick match.
Going to steal the show,
and that's the problem. Is
which one?
Charlotte Asuka.
Oh yeah,
Charlotte Asuka.
Yeah, definitely.
So for the women, if you're Nia and Alexa, you have to figure out how you're going to keep this going and how you're going to make your match amazing. Because unless you have a good match, it's going to be you guys wrestled at WrestleMania. Oh, all I remember is Asuka and Charlotte.
I mean, like I said, it's two different styles. It's two different type of one is the pure, like I said, it's emotion. So like they're going to be into Asuka, Charlotte because of the actual performance.
Yeah,
they're going to be emotionally invested in Nia,
right?
As the big underdog, everybody's pulling for her,
right?
Because of the way she's being treated. So there will be more of an emotional attachment to that match,
right?
As it would. We just want to see Asuka and Charlotte perform and just tear the house down,
right?
So for me, I mean, they're going to be. We want them to be different. We don't want them to all have the same feel to them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I think I'm not expecting a technical classic from Nia and Alexa.
No, it's just a raw revenge.
I want to see the emotion. I want to see her overcome and finally get her revenge. And hopefully they, like we said, hopefully
I say put it in a cage, be done with it.
There you go.
Cage or
that's
falls
exactly what you
falls
need to
count
do.
anywhere or something.
That's what you
just
need to do is put the cage.
You could do a ladder match, but I don't think they'd do that with Nia.
No,
put the cage.
Put a cage.
So she couldn't run.
Yeah, you could do that.
There's nowhere for you to go.
Yeah,
that would be the
for
best.
the next 20 minutes.
You're mine.
You're my bitch.
And that would eliminate Mickie too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until Mickie climbs up the
degree.
side and jumps off the top, but
and does a Hurricanrana off the top like she did at
but that would be
Elimination Chamber.
It's how they're going to build that match, but you're already kind of in the hole because that Asuka Charlotte match is just going to be the match everybody's waiting for.
Well, you just had, like I said, you have them go first. They set the tone.
Yeah.
And then you hopefully can build off that momentum the rest of the night.
Also at Fastlane, to no shock to any of us, AJ Styles retained his WWE Championship in a good match.
Say what?
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. My only problem with it was, and when we talked about it last week, is
Cena?
No, I wanted to see AJ making more saves. Like they built that idea up the week before of AJ's got to have eyes in the back of his head, and it didn't pay off as normal. They didn't pay off with it. Every time somebody else made a save, I'm like, no, that should have been AJ. AJ should have been the one in there making saves. Now, I like how AJ came in at the last minute to pick up the win and roll out with it. That was perfect.
Right.
But I did want to see more of him, jumping off the top or just sliding in or pulling people off just to retain.
I hated the fact that Shane got involved.
That was my problem with it. I think that whole storyline overshadowed it.
It took away from a lot of it.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We've seen this so many times with McMahon's getting involved in matches, and I wouldn't say he ruined it, but he didn't help it.
He didn't add to it.
Yeah, it didn't do anything, and we've seen him at Mania thousands of times. I don't know if he's going to fight Kevin or Sammy. I don't think they're going to fight each other. Daniel's coming back next week. I think there's going to be some added to that. So who knows where they're going with that? But
the payoff was on SmackDown though. The payoff for that whole thing was on SmackDown.
Right.
When KO
and they got their revenge,
and Sammy just pounded shit. Like that was, again, we talked about Nia being hard to watch. That when they went backstage, that got a little hard to watch.
That drop onto the ladder.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that noise that he was making. I was like, I hope that's fake.
Yeah, there was a moment there when he was like, oh,
no, he felt that one. He felt that one, folks.
You're just like, oh, did he just crack a rib?
Yeah.
Like he sounded like he was struggling. And his face,
that.
do you notice his face went bright red?
Yeah.
Like dead red. And there was a couple points if you watched. I kind of watched it back when they were beating him up back on the outside around the ring, and you saw the referee come in and squeeze his hand.
Yeah.
And there was one point where Sammy went to pick him up, and you could see Sammy kind of cover himself up, and I got the distinct feeling it was Sammy saying to him,
all right?
Are you all right?
Are you okay? Yeah. Because even at that point, he was making that's after he took the chair shot to the neck with the chair around his neck. Right. And you kind of got the idea that Sammy kind of went, are you sure about this? I'm like, okay.
The mic inside. You're faking this. Right?
Yeah. Because
you're not really hurt. Because if you're really hurt, I feel really bad.
Yeah. Because there was a point there where I wasn't totally sure. Shane was doing a really good job of selling it. And you're just like,
are we still cool? Don't tell your dad.
Yeah.
But
don't tell your dad.
Last,
I just almost killed
year
you
this
twice.
time, what happened? AJ Styles put him through the window.
Yeah.
So it's like we're repeating the same stuff, just different talent.
Oh yeah, as long as Shane is on the roster, Shane's going to have a crazy ass match at WrestleMania.
But, okay, so what are they? Okay, well, what are they going to do? Is it going to be Shane versus KO? Is it a handicap match with Shane, or
it's going to be a tag team match with Shane and Bryan versus
Daniel's
Sammy.
not wrestling.
Yeah, they won't let him in the ring.
Yeah, okay.
He may be involved in some capacity, like a special ref or something, but I don't think he'll be in there.
You know, who could step in as Shane's tag team partner? I can't think of anyone who's not involved with something.
Be a great time to debut somebody.
It could be. He could bring someone up from NXT. He could bring somebody out. Yeah. I'm just, a mystery partner.
Let's go back a little bit. So he's going to take this indefinite time off.
Yes.
What's up with that?
That was weird too. Yeah.
Like, is that legit?
Now, see that again, where they could have done it is that could have been.
Maybe that's a storyline to write him off TV.
Could be. He should have been suspended. That should have been Vince suspending him for his actions at Fastlane and go, you've overstepped the line.
Yeah.
And I know Daniel's not here this week.
Suspended.
Like, and you've almost said that. Like, I know you're not, you could have done something, but like, I know Daniel's back next week. You're here this week, but next week you're not around for a while.
Yeah.
Like, you need to step away. Because they have really built up this idea that Shane is sort of out of control with his hatred for KO and Sammy. And I don't know where we're going.
As long as they don't use a beer truck, I'm okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you don't believe that it's going to be Sammy versus KO at WrestleMania? I don't either.
No, there'll be some alterations to it.
Nobody wants to see that again.
No.
I mean, I love it, but they would have to change and go to another company for me to be interested in that.
The only way I'd be interested is if Daniel made the winner the number one contender for the title.
I thought about that. And
then there were some stakes. You know what I mean? Some real stakes.
Yeah.
So if he came back next week and announced that, I know you guys don't want to fight each other, blah, 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 but the winner will be the number one contender for the title after Mania.
I would say if it wasn't for the fact that it's AJ versus Shinsegae at WrestleMania, I would almost use that match as sort of like they did with Daniel the first time, where you could say, okay, you two are going to wrestle at WrestleMania. Whoever wins that match, then you're added to the world title match. The WWE title match. But I don't want that, though. No, I'm saying I don't want that. If it was anybody else.
They might be listening.
But I do not want that. I want AJ versus Shinsuke.
Well, they don't care about what we think.
And I want to watch them burn the house down.
They don't care about what we think.
Even though it's going to be on the pre-show.
They better be last.
I still want to see it.
They better be last. That's all I got to say. AJ and Shinsuke better go last.
I've heard some evil rumors about that. I've already heard
Ronda Rousey's going to be last.
Yeah, I've heard because I've already read a couple times that they do not want to have Lesnar Roman last.
No,
that is the
because
last thing they want.
They don't want him winning and getting booed. And that'd be the lasting memory.
Like that may be in the middle of the show.
Boo boo.
And then AJ Shinsuke may be late.
Boo.
And
that should close the show.
That should close the show. But supposedly it might be the tag team match.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
God. It does everything that the WWE wants. It puts Triple H in the headline at WrestleMania. It puts Stephanie in the headline at WrestleMania. They both can now say they've headlined WrestleMania, and then gives Kurt his little moment, and they've got Ronda Rousey.
Well, then they have the talking point for the national media with Ronda being in there
in the main event. Yeah. I don't know. It's just
I vote AJ Shinsuke.
But I mean,
that's because you're a fan, just like everybody here.
So for the pay-per-view, like I said, Irish and I went 4-1-1 because because the Usos New Day was a no contest because the Bludgeon Brothers came out and
thanks douchebags
bludgeoned everything, and good old JB was 3-2-1. 3-2-1.
3-2-1.
Contact. It's the no. I'm sorry, wrong show.
It's
You remember that show?
Oh yeah.
Three,
two, one, contact.
Bloodhound Gang for life.
Bloodhound Gang.
JB's looking at us like, what are you white people talking about?
You know, I stay in my lane over here.
Stay in my lane. I can get in your lane. Wakanda forever.
But
I'm down with that too. Let's go.
I will say it was not a bad pay-per-view.
No,
I
God, no.
enjoyed it. I got up Monday morning to watch it, and I planned on fast forwarding over a few things, and I watched the entire thing. Like, it was an entertaining show. It was better than Elimination Chamber.
In many ways, it was. I'll be honest with you. I zoned out. I meant to go back to watch it. I zoned out right before the 7-way. The
7-way was actually pretty decent.
And I'll tell you why. And I'll be brutally honest with you. My heart, because I watched that late. I watched it later. I got in late and then watched it from the beginning, starting about 9 o'clock. So it was already like 11:30. And I'm like, I don't know if I could emotionally take John Cena winning this. So I'm just going to stop it right now, and I'm going to go back and watch it later. And I never went back and watched it.
Him crying at the end, though, was...
what a...
The old tear in his eye when he's sitting in the ring like a lost puppy.
Is he really fighting Undertaker?
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Hang on just 1 second. I'm not done yet with John Cena.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that.
Dear John...
Wait, but
as a person, this whole rant has nothing to do as a person, because I have great respect for you, hustle, loyalty, But as a character,
Fruity Pebbles,
you are the biggest pussy on the planet. Crying, I don't have a match at WrestleMania. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you went and filmed this stupid ass Cockblockers movie. Well, I don't have anybody to fight at WrestleMania. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you went off and done Ferdinand the Bull. That did so well in the box office. Well, I don't have anybody to wrestle at WrestleMania. Well, maybe you should have thought about that before you stuck your dick into Amy Schumer during that sex scene. Just saying.
Hey, he might be the new host of Blue's Clues, okay? So let's get going.
Oh my God.
You have heard that, right?
No.
They want to reboot Blue's Clues, and he legitimately, like, it started as a joke, and now he's actually talked about it. He legitimately trying to audition.
Let's go get the mail. Let's go get the mail and body slam.
But I don't understand how you go from that to the I'm happy to go as a fan promo from Monday.
Right.
We'll get into the
right.
Understand?
Yeah. Crazy.
Before we get into that,
it's the same reason why, Kurt was sick, had the flu, and outed all that stuff. And then the next night it was like, I was just sick.
Before we get into John Cena crying, I would like to say once again, thank you to the Rare Barrel Brewing Company, a sour beer company, for the map
got the name
of
right
the
yet.
sun.
No.
The Rare Barrel.
Irish, you got a new job.
It's the Rare Barrel. I just said the Rare Barrel.
Okay.
Barrel.
The Rare Barrel, a sour beer company.
Now I want to try some more of their stuff.
No, that's really good. All right, so on Raw on Monday, Cena comes out and gives this weird ranty promo about how he's going as a fan. Then he goes into the crowd and drinks a fan's $19 beer, which
God.
I would have smacked him for. Because that's my $19 beer, you millionaire, you ass.
God bless. Just this.
That was his attempt to being cool.
And then starts doing the whole
Stone Cold moment there.
I'm going to do something I'm not supposed to do. And if they cut me off, you'll know it's management. And says, I challenge The Undertaker.
Again.
Tap, tap, tap on the microphone. Mock's still on. It's not the back.
It's not a pipe bomb. Sorry, Cena.
Oh, my God.
That's
you
been
don't
done
look
before.
like CM Punk.
No.
But then he goes on this railing rant, talking about The Undertaker having an ego, calling him, this was hysterical, calling Taker self-centered and an egomaniac.
For retiring?
You're not broken down. You're not old. Get over yourself. I'm going.
Was he watching the 25th anniversary show?
Did you not see WrestleMania last year?
Oh, my God.
The man barely had a match.
He's 53 years old.
Exactly.
He's literally going to fall apart. I think he's made a Lego at some point. He's going to fly through the ropes. He's going to hit. And it's going to be like...
He's actually
everywhere.
campaigning with Kane on for his mayoral campaign. Yeah, so people are asking him like,
how does he end his speech?
And I know, right?
And his competition is going to rest in no. It's just a mayoral campaign. Oh, really? Oh, well, good luck then.
Yeah, it's
sorry.
No, it's okay.
We took his show away from him.
No, it's not taking my show. I'm still trying to contemplate what happened.
There's no better way to end his career than what happened last year.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Just the way that it was written and the way it ended was the best way for him to go out. But of course,
they're going to screw it up.
They're going to do, and I wonder if if that was legit, like he really is like deciding he don't want to do it and Cena's like fighting for him to come back.
No, there's no way.
Not the way he said it, but I mean, I wonder if like Taker's like on the fence, like if he wants to have a match or not.
Could.
And Cena, he ad-libbed, of course, but I mean,
I don't think,
See, I don't believe trying to talk him into doing it.
I don't believe anything that Cena said was not pre-approved by Taker before those words came out of Cena's mouth.
My question is he seriously contemplating not having a match? And do you think Cena's lobbying legitimately backstage to try and get him to come back for a match?
Here's the problem with that. Cena is using all of these adjectives to describe The Undertaker when in reality, it's Cena's ego.
Yeah.
It's Cena's self-centeredness.
Oh, well, of course.
I have to have a match at WrestleMania. I want to wrestle someone. I've been given all these opportunities and I have not succeeded. I have squandered. And unless I'm just not paying attention during these, which is not impossible, I don't think the crowd is losing their crap. I know they're saying every time everybody says The Undertaker, everybody pops, but it's like, are they really excited about John Cena fighting The Undertaker?
The crowd went ballistic when he said it.
They've been wanting to see that for 5 years.
It's too late.
I wanted to see it 5 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. And then there's still a part of the audience that's clamoring for that quote unquote fantasy matchup. That's 5 years too late in my mind, at least.
Then go buy WWE 2018, make up that match, and play the crap out of it because that's the best options you've got. That guy, Mark Callis, no disrespect, he's earned his retirement. He's old. You don't do that to a guy like that. That's tantamount to watching like, hey, I got an idea. Let's bring back old freaking who was the Intercontinental Champion, Rock and Roll,
Honky Tonk.
Let's bring back Honky Tonk Man and have him go one-on-one against AJ Styles. That'll be a lot of fun. Everybody wants to see that. Oh, we can have him go up against The Miz, the two greatest Intercontinental Championships ever. And we could throw in Shawn Michaels too, and it'll be a threefer. That'll be great.
The problem is there's no one left for him to fight.
Yeah.
Who's Cena?
Yeah.
Well, that's not my problem.
It really, unless Samoa Joe can get back in time.
Well,
that, or is it also a matter of Cena might be ready, not necessarily, but he might be realizing he's only got a few left and he wants that marquee match too at WrestleMania.
That shouldn't be his job.
I agree with you.
His job is to promote younger talent and put them over. That's what your purpose is at this point.
But right now, I admit he really has no one. If Joe would be the only person that legitimately he could fight, and Joe's hurt.
Yeah.
Beyond that, there's no one else. He should be, if anything, he should be in the battle royal. Then put him in onto the giant.
That's beneath him.
Let him just marry Brie,
Nikki,
whatever. They're interchangeable to me.
Don't forget my girl's name.
Just let him marry the Bella girl.
Shout out to Bryan
at WrestleMania and be done with it. That could be their moment. They got engaged at Mania. They can get married at Mania. And there's your moment.
You are no Macho Man Randy Savage, John Cena.
Yeah, we're not having a wedding.
No.
Oh, yeah. I'm saying you can take that idea and show it up your little candy butt.
Yeah.
Except for that wedding, tell me one of the weddings ever successfully happened on WWE programming.
Triple H marrying Stephanie in the drive-through.
But that didn't happen in the ring, and that was weirdly done. That wasn't the plan.
She was date rape drugged or something.
That was date raped, and that was we had Chuck and Billy almost happen.
Yes, that's true.
Chuck and Billy.
Hey, if they can say that Moolah was a great person and she was an advocate for women's rights, they can say they've had several successful weddings in the WWE.
I'm trying to think of one. I'm really trying to think of one besides the Macho and actually the funny thing is about that wedding was
didn't Edge have one or something and Test and Stephanie.
Test part. Yeah, but no, that was a funny.
That was
about
a good
the
one,
Macho Elizabeth thing is
the way that fell apart. That was a good one.
When they got married in the ring, they were already divorced in real life.
Awkward.
Yep.
They weren't even together anymore.
Well, it doesn't make sense for us to consummate it.
But sake. I don't see him hosting because people would not be interested in anything he has to say.
Nope.
I really can't think of, like I said, a viable option for him to fight. God, if they they've dragged the Undertaker out of retirement for this. It's going to not end well.
The only way it would work is if you brought somebody up, like you bring someone from NXT.
There's like nobody. There's nobody in NXT. There's only one person in NXT, and he's not ready to go.
Which would be
Alistair?
No.
I'm thinking somebody.
Drew
Galloway.
Galloway.
No, Drew's the only one that could go.
He's not physically ready. Unfinished business anyway.
Yeah, he's still got.
And Adam Cole's not ready to come up. Like, he's ready. He's ready to come up, but he's not. They're not ready to let him come
not
up.
Yet. He's got to have a title run first.
There's nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't think of anyone that would draw any interest unless they sign somebody from outside that I haven't heard about.
If they signed Kenny Omega, that would be something fun.
The only person that would have worked if they didn't
bury him,
turn him face, would have been Strowman, but Strowman's to face right now, and because the crowd forced him that way.
Yeah.
A heel Strowman versus a face Cena would have been
one person.
Okay.
Chris Jericho.
If Jericho came back?
If Jericho came back and just shat all over John Cena in promo work, I would pay to see Jericho.
Legend versus legend.
I would pay to see Jericho Cena.
I'd rather see Jericho Cena versus Jericho or Cena Undertaker.
That'd be
I agree with that.
Yeah, I could do that. Could you just imagine Cena?
Yeah,
you just made the list.
Yeah,
actually, and you could still do that because even with him challenging the Undertaker, you could have Jericho come out next week.
Yeah,
if he came back and be like, Undertaker ain't coming out, boy, and you know it.
Although technically he's a SmackDown.
Who?
Jericho.
No, well, so was John Cena.
I say technically.
Well, no, he can come out on SmackDown. I mean, you don't have to have him on Raw.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Cena's
the free agent. Yeah,
because Cena can show up on SmackDown next week and be like, I challenged Undertaker on Raw last week. I challenge him here now.
They should.
That would be good.
They should have the Undertaker come out. They should have him come out. And come out and say, "No, look, it's time for me to rest in peace. But I called in a solid. Break the walls down." That would be fun. I would like to see.
He could wrestle The Rock. Oh no, we've already seen that twice.
I would mind seeing Cena go up against Jericho.
That would be good.
That'd probably be the best option.
That would be a good option.
Hey, you listening to WWE? Book that, bitches.
Yeah. So
I'm surly tonight, man. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Right.
I'm in a mood.
Actually, he fought in Dolph.
Not in a while.
If you wanted to build Dolph back up, you can do something.
He's not going to job the Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, you want somebody.
They don't like each other.
Yeah,
who does?
No,
yeah.
I mean because they have common history with Nikki.
They're Peter brothers.
Seriously.
Oh,
yeah, they're Peter-in-laws.
To boldly go where Dolph Ziggler has gone before.
First,
they don't like each other.
Dolph went there first. Remember that.
No holes barred.
Let's not talk about my girl. Moving on to the next
Dolph
topic.
laid the flag. Cena just took over the area afterwards.
No holes barred.
No holes barred. That's right. We had a new Hall of Fame announcement.
Oh, Jesus God.
We had Into the Celebrity Wing that has great people like Donald Trump and Pete Rose and
Mr. T.
And Mr. T can now add to their lofty rafters Kid Rock.
Could you have found a worse picture to put on the inductee image? I mean, he looked like he had just gotten out of a bum fight.
Now,
he probably did.
I like Kid Rock. I've seen Kid Rock in concert like 4 times. He puts on a hell of a show.
Hey,
does not go in the Hall of Fame.
I'm going to tell you something. I can't speak for African Americans because I'm not one. But I have to imagine that when African Americans imagine your prototypical redneck, that picture is the one that comes to mind. It's horrible. Who picked that picture?
That was Kid Rock on a good day.
That was Kid Rock on a good day. Yeah, probably.
That was him. That was him in the Pam Anderson days.
Oh, God, I forgot that.
But, like, you know, they said, they're like, oh, he's performed more times than anybody on Raw and SmackDown.
For the better part of 2 decades. I'm like, God. Really?
And the whole... Oh, go ahed. Sorry.
He's done 2 WrestleManias and gave the Undertaker a theme.
And that thing is like, and he themed one of the most moments of Undertaker when he had the worst gimmick he's ever had, except for when he was in WCW.
But that's not the theme I remember when the Undertaker was American Badass.
What do you remember?
It was Rollin' by Limp Bizkit.
Yep.
Oh, see, I remember American Badass.
I remember American Badass too.
Yeah, I remember them. That's the one I remember. I kind of remember Rolling, but I do honestly remember more of the American Badass.
All right. Well,
sorry.
Good for you.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But the celebrity wing has always been kind of weird anyway.
Joke.
It's their
joke.
Oh yeah, totes.
And we should have predicted it though. Honestly, this should have been the easiest one to call because
being in Detroit.
Well, no, I'm talking about him going into because the Kid Rock song's been the WrestleMania theme the entire every time they run.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's been and I'm like, I never put two and two together. When and he's playing the official WrestleMania song. I'm like, oh, that makes friggin' sense. That's why that song. I mean, they like him anyways, but that's why he's going in.
Moving
on. Detroit. All right, going on.
His lips are still going to be red from kissing everybody's ass backstage when he comes.
We did have a little sort of sad news this week. Jeff Hardy had a little incident up in North Carolina. He got in a minor car accident. I don't know if he's in charge of DUI, but he was in charge with being intoxicated. It was weird how they placed it.
I think he was he on like a painkiller from his surgery? And
so
he was driving
we're back to this though.
Driving while impaired.
Painkillers and alcohol with
it's
this guy.
Sad though.
If I'm Vince, you don't want to fire the guy, but you have to make him go to rehab.
He needs to go to rehab again.
Like you don't come back until you complete rehab, and you do it. You show some tough love, but I don't want them to release the guy, although he's probably had 2 strikes already from his history.
2? Well, he's had a lot more than 2.
That was prior wellness policy when he had his incident. So now it's 3 strikes, you're out type of deal. But at this point, you don't come back, you don't go on the road until you complete 30 days in rehab. Minimum.
So outside of the personality that would, the addictive personality, and outside of the surgery and all that stuff, is this also an indictment of the crazy schedule that these wrestlers keep?
Oh, it totally is. Because they're under pressure not to lose their spot.
They're constantly under pressure. They're traveling 200, 300 days
even
a year.
Stephanie, they were on the road, they're on the road 52 weeks a year.
Right.
Unless you take time off or you hurt, you're on the road.
Well, that's what we've talked about before is I don't want an off season for the whole thing, but I wouldn't mind seeing them start structuring contract where it's 10 months, 2 months off, or even a few months and then a month off, then a few months, and and you rotate, you roll the talent through though. Everybody's not off the same time.
We've talked about that before.
But maybe you say, okay, you use like Kevin Owens. I'm just picking a name. Kevin Owens on TV for 10 months, and then all of a sudden he disappears for 2.
Yeah,
he's just gone. And you're told these are your 2 months. You go get better. You get healthy. You do whatever. You're gone for 2 months.
Right.
You're
paid.
We'll write you out of the storyline.
You'll have your spot when you come back.
You're getting paid. You're still in a contract. But what you do from the day you leave here until you come back from 2 months is your choice. That allows you to plan your life and just sort of be. But yeah, it's a rough road. They always talk about how these guys aren't athletes, but they're always on. And the biggest comparison I can find to it is sort of like a NASCAR. Because they have a long season.
There's a lot of physicality that goes along with this.
No, I'm saying, but the thing is in length of season. Like the NASCAR drivers talk about that.
The longest season.
They have the longest season.
As far as
hockey.
the athletic part, I mean.
No, I know that. But I'm saying is that's when people don't give them credit for. And that's what I'm saying is NASCAR is the same problem. Is people don't give them credit, but these guys are on the road, 40 weeks out of the year doing stuff.
I mean, because they're in a moving vehicle.
No, I'm just talking about being away from the family and the physical toll,
that part,
and the promotional stuff, and all this stuff.
Any sports,
but even football doesn't have that. Baseball, their short seasons are short. Baseball is close, but these guys are on the road 52 weeks out of the year. And I'm not talking about the physical toll. I'm talking about travel.
Oh, the travel, yeah,
and on the road and being away from your family and having to do
nobody travels as much as them.
And then the other thing with the wrestlers is when they're not on Raw, they're still doing house shows 3 or 4 times that week.
Right.
So it's not even like
they're home 1 or 2 days a week.
Yeah, and that's sad.
You're living out of a hotel.
People forget that. They think they're on once a week.
No.
Oh, they work once a week and they're gone. No.
Yeah.
It's very taxing.
And so when you get somebody that's, falls prey to that, alcohol or because these guys are drinkers, man, hardcore drinkers. It's hard sometimes listening to the Jericho show.
Yeah.
Because of the he's always drinking vodka, and then you could tell by the end of the show he's half hammered.
Yeah,
and then you get somebody who goes through these injuries. As great as the Hardy Boys were, you knew their shelf life was going to be short.
Yeah,
because of some of the crazy stuff that they did.
Yeah,
falling from that height onto ladders, onto other people, through tables.
No, look at Edge
consistently.
Look at Edge. I mean, he ruined his career. That's it.
And you look at these guys, and you're like,
it's literally killed people.
Yeah. And so I'm not saying that Hardy's not to blame. That's not what I'm saying at all. I feel bad because it's his personality. It's the addictive gene he's probably got.
But that's why you don't fire the guy. That's why I say you got to be there to walk him through this.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So with that, and when we wish Jeff to get better, the last thing I want is anything to happen, and I feel bad for him. But it was interesting this week because they had the video for the Ultimate Deletion.
Yeah,
we had everybody else in the Broken Universe, King Maxwell and Wolfgang and Senior Benjamin and Ruby or
well,
Rebby.
He was there when they filmed it,
but they cut him. They literally they cut him out, and I think they're gonna. That's what I'm interested to see because he was supposedly involved in the match. So I'm wondering how they're going to re-edit this match to take him out.
Yeah,
I don't know if they will. I mean, I don't know if they have to because he's being Willow.
Well, no, he won't be Willow. He'll be
something else.
Brother Nero.
Brother Nero.
Yeah,
that's because Willow was different. It was Brother Nero is the character.
Line of the night from the referee on Raw.
Vanguard won.
The referee on Raw.
What I do wrong?
Did I do something wrong?
Did I do something wrong? I want you to go out there and make sure they don't kill each other. Your responsibility is to make sure they come back to me.
Hilarious.
I just want Vanguard 1 to shoot fireworks. That's all I really want. Pew, pew. And they showed the boat. They really had to show the boat.
Yeah.
Like, really?
This has potential. I mean, Borash is back is in the fold now, so he can help out. But this whole gimmick, everybody wanted it to be really good and replicate it in WWE.
I can't co-sign those.
And they put it on with him and the eater of consumer of celestial whatever. This is just crap. It's just total crap.
Yeah,
Bray needs a family.
Yeah, he needs a group. He's better with a group.
He's not good on his own. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with you. He needs a group.
He needs a Sister Abigail's when he needs
something.
Yeah, he needs a group, but he's so much better when he has people around him as sort
Where's
of.
Where's Daphne at when you need her?
Oh my God, the screamer!
When she make she would have made a great one.
Give him sanity.
Something needs to happen.
Give him sanity. Like literally,
we all thought that. I'm sorry. We all thought that when Sarah Logan came up, she would be the crazy Mary Dobson, and then they would partner with her, but they gave her some other thing.
He needs
that. But I don't know what to do. I feel bad for Bray, especially because he's got so much talent, and that character is so good, and they just keep squandering it.
Here's a crazy thought: why don't you put his brother with him?
There you go,
and then pick another crazy person, like I don't know, Kurt Angle or Kurt Hawkins, and maybe
no. Why don't you just take the
Miz Taraj?
Actually, just redo the Miz Taraj. Let him steal the Miz Taraj.
Yeah,
Kurt Hawkins is on the clock.
That's right.
But that wouldn't be a bad idea. Why couldn't he take his brother and Curtis and like warp them?
Yeah, why not?
And make them his new little brood, quote unquote.
The brood.
All right, so
God shoot.
So we had a couple things big happen on Raw. Also, it was on Smackdown too, but we had the announcement of the fabulous Moolah Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
My oh my!
So many layers to this.
There's so many layers, and we'll get into this
big old onion.
The big thing about it that I came out, besides all the controversy that came out, we'll talk about that in a moment, is the fact that they pushed the idea that all brands are available. So we have Raw, SmackDown, and NXT women in this match.
So we're not going to have a bunch of classic
WWE. No. So we're going to see a lot of the girls from NXT coming up, which is very cool that we're going to see them in the ring with the current roster.
You could have stipulations to where, if the champions are in it, Emmer's in it wouldn't make sense. But you could have it where the winner gets a title shot up for their brand.
Yeah.
So have some differentiate it from the men. That's been my whole thing with this women's history and revolution is like we talked about off air briefly that it's just they're mirroring everything the guys are doing. And I just want to see them do things a little bit differently and kind of blaze their own path for the women. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Well, I got an idea for you. So this is again, you're talking about you want to make the match different. So especially with the NXT girls, let them announce that if one of the NXT girls wins, they get a contract on the main roster. Something and at some point, the Battle Royal literally becomes all the NXT girls join up, no matter they like each other or not,
to beat the other one,
to kick everybody else out. And at the end, it's all NXT girls left and women left, and it becomes their showcase because they're and then they fight each other to get that roster spot. But Riott could come out and say, "Hey, if any of you win, I've already been told that person gets a roster spot."
That'd be great.
And you turn that into the storyline of all the NXT girls going, "All right, we need to eliminate all these Raw and SmackDown women." And we need to show what we can do, and then you just go out there and they just have a showcase on their own afterwards.
Right.
You know, that would at least make the match interesting. It would make it fun.
Yeah, I'm a JB on this. I want them to be something. There needs to be a signature women's match.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
that they can do that has nothing to do. You know, they are making history in the sense that, yes, it's the first women's battle royal. Well, technically the Royal Rumble was, but what do we know? The problem is they're replicating the same thing over and over and over again, and it's losing its luster because there's not those moments, those holy shit moments. There's not enough of those to overshadow anything that the guys have done.
Yeah. So,
you know, it's like, the guys have a battle royal. Oh, let's have the women's battle royal.
Yeah.
Oh, they have elimination chamber for the guys. Oh, let's have one for the women.
But I will say that the elimination chamber women's match was better than the guys' match.
It was, but it's not their match.
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like you're taking something that's already established and you're just putting them in it.
Yeah, you've had Hell in the Cell.
Like you said, they need their own. They need their own gimmick matches and things of that nature.
Think what you
that
could
are
do
tailored.
them, though.
That are tailored for them. You know, I mean, they could think. I mean, that's their job to think of stuff. But you know, they.
No, it's actually our
why
job.
start now?
Yeah, well, that's true.
All right. So also on Raw, we had a really weird Roman Reigns moment where he got pissed off in the ring that, you know, Lesnar was not going to be around.
He walked past the guy he was mad at and then walked back to
walked back and confronted Vince McMahon. Now,
that's a weird thing.
What was weird about it though is not the fact he confronted Vince. Shane looked genuinely shocked. Like Shane was not told what was happening because you notice when he walked the curtain and all of a sudden the camera went on, Shane's like, "Oh shit, I'm not supposed to be here." Like the look on Shane's face of, "Oh shit, wrong show." In fact, KO made a shot about that. Did you see KO's tweet about that?
No.
KO made a shot at Shane going, "Oh, well, we're out in, I guess, wherever the hell they were, Des Moines or something like that. Like, oh, your brand is in Des Moines, and of course you're sitting next to your father on Raw." And I'm like,
nice.
Oh, boy. But
tick, 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 tick,
yeah.
tick.
Yeah.
But like, it was just like Shane's looking at Shane's face like, oh crap, I forgot this was happening. Was great. But it was again, like we talked about the Nia thing, it was general emotion. Like when Vince was like, "Let's talk about this. Go to my office." Da-da-da-da-da. And when Roman came out and was talking and didn't say anything to Renee.
Yeah.
And Vince came out and gave this really for him a rambly speech, which is saying a lot. The whole, yes, you know, Brock Lesnar has certain privileges. Yes, he's earned them.
Yeah.
And I've suspended Roman Reigns for his own good. For what?
Yeah.
He suspended him for respect. Like, I don't understand. Like, oh, you don't respect me, I'm suspending you. Okay, it made no sense to me. I didn't get that, but you know,
It's crazy.
But it was a good segment, though. I enjoyed it.
It was weird. I was indifferent about it. Like I said, that didn't make sense because he walked past him to get to the ring, only to tell Kurt he was mad at him, and then walks back to him. And it was just like, okay, why just not cut back there and show him confronting him?
Well, again, it shows that, you know, Kurt Angle has no real power, and it still goes back to Vince. That was the only part about it that was weird, that they pulled the curtain that far back.
Right.
Because theoretically, he should have gone and confronted Stephanie in a way, because he went right to the top.
Yeah, he is not one to, you know, I'm not going to go through this or the regular channel. Sorry. I'm going to go straight to the tippy top and just go ahead.
Well, this
is
the Stone Cold Revival storyline with Vince McMahon.
That's right. I forgot.
So, you know,
Vince needs a match at WrestleMania. So he'll have
not a match, but he just needs some being.
No, I'm just saying, why not?
He'll get involved
every
before
McMahon at Mania. It's McMahon-O-Mania.
Before he goes off to the XFL in 2 years, he's got to get his last run in on TV.
The other thing we had was on Raw. So the Bar were running their mouth and basically got their ass handed to them by everybody.
Did they get these hands?
Not yet. No, that was before. This was later. The Bar basically got beat up by every tag team on the roster.
Really?
Raw. Oh yeah, everybody.
All what? 2 of them?
There's about 6 out there.
Really?
Yeah, Rival and Titus.
Revival?
And
Titus Worldwide?
And Rhino
and
Titus.
Yeah.
Worldwide?
And the Club and all these bands.
Oh, the Club.
Yeah, all these guys. So then
They're still around?
So then we had
Too sweet.
a tag team battle royal, which suddenly Strowman showed up during.
Hello.
As it started, gets in the ring, and I love how all the tag teams are like, what do we do? And Strowman's like, ring the bell. It was like
God.
And then proceeds to eliminate pretty much everybody and wins the battle royal. So now he is going to WrestleMania as the number 1 contender for the Raw tag team titles to take on The Bar.
All right. WWE, quit screwing with us. Did you hire Vince Russo back? Because this makes no sense.
Like, okay, so I don't know where they're going with this. Like, you can't have a
Nobody
handicap match with
does.
this. Like, I don't want Strowman to win the belt and hold both belts up. That makes no sense.
There's got to be somebody added to that.
Well, there is a rumor. There's a rumor that I read today.
A rumor
that this may be Elias's road to WrestleMania, and that Strowman at some point, when he's told he has to have a tag team partner, may basically force Elias to be his tag team partner, which I admit would be hysterical if it's basically Strowman grabbing him going, you're going to be in this match with me, and if you don't win this match with me, I'm going to hurt you even worse. And Elias basically wrestles the match out of fear of being beaten alive more than wanting to win the tag team titles. You got to admit, that would make an interesting match.
Sure. It's like they're they're putting the bar together again.
Yep.
2 guys that don't want to be together. So now we've got 2 guys that don't want to be together.
Yeah.
But first of all,
he's definitely a solo act. So
Yeah.
this is
So
not
first-
This is
long.
not a- yeah.
so first of all, you're in the writing room and you're like, what can we do for the tag team guys? Well, we've treated all the other tag teams like crap all year long. So there's really no viable opponent. So
And they said that on Raw.
instead of using one of the tag teams that we have, why don't we just have Strowman go out and just destroy all the tag teams and really make them look weak? And then he could win. And then he can go up against the Bar and potentially win both belts at WrestleMania. What an idea!
This is where you should have debuted Authors of Pain.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now,
This was their spot to be interjected.
Now, this is my feeling. Now, we talked about a week or so ago, or 2 weeks ago, we talked about how, Cena was saying he had no road to WrestleMania. We said, oh, that's poor writing, that somebody messed up. They didn't have Cena in a match at WrestleMania. And I said I thought they were holding Cena for something in case.
Don't.
This is what?
Don't even say it.
No, he won't be in this.
No. Let me finish. What we said about what happened with Cena is what I think happened with Strowman. I think they went this week and went, oh shit, who the hell is Strowman wrestling at WrestleMania? Oh shit, who's Strowman wrestling at WrestleMania? They went, the Bar. They're gonna wrestle the Bar. No, he won't take Cena.
You
but
sure?
Yeah. No, he's wrestling Taker. That's already said. That's fine. But I'm saying is, I really feel like somebody in the writing room went, all right, so Cena's gonna tell Taker, we have AJ versus Shinsegae. We got this. We got the Miz in a triple threat. We got Braun versus. Wait a minute. Who the hell's Braun? Like, you really feel like somebody went, oh shit.
Yeah.
And they came up with this convoluted story of this tag team battle royal.
It's the storyline.
And then told the rest of the tag teams, well, you're all going to be in the Andre, so don't worry about it. Have a nice day.
I'm telling you, man. If I was the club and
After
Balor,
Mania, gone.
I would be on the road to New Japan.
Gone.
Well, Balor's getting his match at WrestleMania.
He's got a little heel grin about him.
Yeah, because
lately. I wonder what they're doing with him.
He's taking on the Miz with Seth, so he's got his moment.
Nah,
But
I'd be gone.
It's just weird. I'm like, I really feel like somebody went, like, Vince probably went, who's wrestling Strowman?
You mean to tell me we've spent a year building this guy up? Well, you should have had him in a match.
How much is your whiteboard again, Irish?
Yeah, you should have had him in a match with Brock Lesnar, but you didn't want that. You wanted Roman Reigns. It doesn't matter what I said. Who do you have against Braun Strowman? Oh, geez.
Well, first of all, the Roman and Cena should have been the Mania match. That's the one that they threw away on Raw.
Yeah.
That should have been the WrestleMania match, but I digress.
Yeah, I don't know. We are definitely full speed to WrestleMania. We got 3 weeks coming up after this. It's 4 weeks this week. We got 3 weeks coming up. So we've got, several build up. We've still got some matches to announce. Now the show is in 3 weeks, but that's when the main event is. WrestleMania actually starts in a week and a half.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
26
the kickoff
days,
show
something
starts
like that.
In about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much they've already taken over the Superdome in New Orleans, and the matches are going to start tomorrow. So they're going to have it's
like March Madness. It runs through whole month.
That's my only fear about this whole. They talk about they're going to have all the pay-per-views be both brands, and the rumor is they may extend all the pay-per-views to 4 hours. So does that mean WrestleMania becomes 5? Because they're going to go, well, it's
already 7 last year.
Oh my God.
Remember?
Yeah.
The pre-show started. And
that's my biggest event. I mean, the Super Bowl, its coverage starts at like noon.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to milk it. Your biggest event, you're going to milk it for every dollar you can.
And that's one thing, too. I will say, that's one thing I feel like they do drop the ball on. Like, WrestleMania Day, the network should be nothing but pre-show. Like, that is something they do feel they do. But they don't do that. Like, they don't do... Like, you're right. The Super Bowl, the pre-show starts 4 hours.
All-day coverage.
Literally...
The game's at 6 and Super Bowl, they start at noon.
If the show's starting at 7, the pre-show starts at 5. At like noon in New Orleans, they should be in the arena with Renee and a revolving group of superstars. We're basically just like a Super Bowl. You can just throw the network on for the
backstage,
day.
Show us things that we wouldn't see on the broadcast. Show them arriving to the arena like they do on sports, where you see them coming into the
show
basketball.
Them coming to the arena. Show them
just give us some behind the stage
pre-taped interviews.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But again, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna sit down and watch it all. But like when I did the Super Bowl this year, when it started, the pre-show started. I threw it on my TV. I was still making dinner. I was doing other things, but it was always on, and I would listen. But that'd be great with WrestleMania. I would throw it on at like 2:00 and just watch it for the rest of the afternoon.
If you're gonna show me stuff that I don't get to see on television,
working. You can show them showing up, guys working out, guys getting ready.
Yeah.
We could have another awkward walkthrough with Triple H and Stephanie of fan experience access. Did you watch that?
From last year?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was awkward. Yeah. She definitely punked his ass out a few times. And you just look at him going, you're a billionaire. You're a billionaire. You're a billionaire. You're a billionaire.
She got him by the balls.
All right. So
she keeps him in a jar.
Yeah.
I would like to thank the Rare Barrel. Did I say it right?
Good for you, buddy.
The Rare Barrel.
Congratulations.
You slow down, you do pretty well.
A sour beer company for your Map of the Sun.
Map of the Sun.
I really liked it a lot. Oh my God. Oh, you guys
feel better?
We're in trouble. This bottle says it contains alcohol.
Oh my gosh.
I never would have known.
I never would have known.
I would have been more surprised if you said John Cena had a match for WrestleMania.
Wow. That's funny. I forgot my line of the week. Sorry, I did forget one thing.
Yep, get to it.
It was done by Corey during Fastlane when it's a line they've already used multiple times. But I still loved it. Was the Queen will face the Empress at WrestleMania?
Yes,
I love that tagline, and I hope
they're coining that one. And as iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I love that.
Well, why don't you come visit us at facebook.com/Beers and Body Slams podcast. You can check out all of our social stuff right over there. You can also visit us at beersandbodyslams.com. You can check out all of our show archives. You can check out all of our great sponsors, and we link out to all of our other cool social networks.
Follow us on the Untapped app. Download it. You probably won't be able to find this beer in your area, but there are thousands of great craft local beers that you can try. You can follow me at GoodOLJB.
You can follow me. This is now beer 1075. I'm 25 away from 1100, and God, my kidneys want to quit. You can follow me at Mr. Fluffy.
You can follow me at the Irish O'Leary as I treat my liver a hell of a lot better than Fluffy does.
That's not that hard. That's not hard at all. So make sure you tune in Monday. We're going to have a wonderful topic We're going to talk about something. We'll figure it out. We got nothing.
Probably wrestling related.
Yeah, we're going to go to the news, figure out what we want to talk about. We got a lot
of promotional work.
Yeah, great promotional work. This is the greatest billboarding ever. And make sure you tune in next Thursday when we will talk about the headlines for the week. We'll talk about what happened on Raw. We'll talk about what happened on SmackDown. What other huge headlines broke this week? As again, it's going to come fast and furious now with WrestleMania happening. So,
yes, sir.
Yeah. As always, make sure you keep your pint glasses full and your body slam stiff.
You've been listening to the Beers and Body Slams podcast. Find us online at beersandbodyslams.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/Beers and Body Slams podcast. Until next time.
Have a nice day.